very closely fought contest on the main event, and Belfast has a new world champion in Lewis Crocker, 147-pound IBF world champion Lewis Crocker. Over to you guys for questions for Lewis and Jamie and myself, if you need it. Raise a hand, I'll give you a shout. Yes.
Congratulations, obviously the way that you came into this fight was controversial and everything that happened in the last fight. Do you believe that everything happens for a reason? So if the fight hadn't ended the way that it happened, and then the boots hadn't gone up, and then the belt hadn't come, so actually that things can really test us, but actually it can end up in something useful. Do you believe in that?
Without a doubt. I said, since the first thing, I remember Eddie was walking out, and it just got announced, and he says, it's crazy how the way things work, and I says, if the stars were aligned for me, Eddie, it's here. And I knew this was my moment, and just I visualised like everything about tonight, and hearing on the news, and the second pause, and you're waiting there, and it says Belfast, Northern Ireland, like, that was it, like life's peak. It will never get any better than that moment.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Lewis, first fight, I suppose you say you underperformed, question of tactics, a very, very different approach tonight. You completely kind of changed up how you kind of went about the job.
Yeah, for sure. I knew that I could box, and I was giving them too much of an easy target last time, and they knew if I would give them like a false sense of security and then draw them in, which it did. I clipped them with the first one, and they dropped them, and I knew that I could land something big, and I did in the fifth, and what it was lucky it was the end of the round, otherwise I put the pressure on, and could have gone out and tried to put the pace on them like from there, but in my mind I was like, just stick to what you're doing here. I knew when I was countering him, I was hurting him, and the main thing was I wasn't getting hit with anything. Everything was smart, and it just takes one punch to change everything, and like I did, like tonight, do you know what I mean? Yeah, but like tonight couldn't get any better, and nobody gave me a chance in that fight, absolutely nobody. I was a massive underdog and got slated the whole way after the second fight, the lad, so yeah, it was a good result.
You said a week like I was an underdog, like, and you seem to be happy to play that role a bit. You're very quiet, didn't want to really talk too much, and all of a sudden you seemed to come alive a wee bit last night. And was that part of a plan, or what was the kind of mindset?
Yeah, the deal you're talking, but it doesn't matter, like, does it? Do you know what I mean? Like, I knew just the way everything like was planning out. Just be calm, like. I loved it. I said from the get-go, like the underdog role, and embraced that, so I did. And I was way more relaxed. You could see once I heard him, I could see, like he was like talking a bit like prior to the fight, but once he knew when he got dropped, and maybe like, I've talked all this shit about him and everything, and I'm on the back foot and whatnot, so it was incredible. And to have Belfast fans there, like, to hear like on the news, like in the Belfast, have a family there with friends, it was like, it was a life-changing moment.
Lewis, you're right that nobody fancies you to win this, like probably most people in this room, the bookmakers, everybody. And to be honest, I wasn't sure if you truly believed that you could do it, just based on how the first fight had gone. Why were you sure that you could do it? Like, what made you think you could actually turn this around?
I knew I was a much better fighter than what I showed, and I knew that he was scoring things that's going back. I'm going to be the same fighter as last time round. And I knew like from the get-go there, like instantly, once he like missed that first shot, I was like, I got my distance here. I'm not giving him an easy target, and yeah, like it was made a big deal, like everything, like the build up to this fight is like, I'm confident, whatever, and I played the role perfectly. And the last time that he seen me before I fought, I made sure that I let him know I'm not nervous at all here. So I slept like a baby last night, woke up feeling good today, and I'll sleep even better tonight.
What went through your mind?
It was a split decision, but how close did you feel it was? In your head, are you pretty confident that, yeah, I'm going to have my hand raised here?
Like, I knew with the two knockdowns, and I thought I'd guarantee 3 rounds anyway, so in my head, like, I thought, well, you don't know in fights, you know what I mean, like, you don't know, so to hear a split decision, just to hear the result and the clear winner, it was class to hear. But Paddy's a great fighter. Like, I seen like articles like the build up to this fight, like saying he's arguably could be like the greatest Irish boxer of all time and stuff, and that's how much people were building this guy this like game to have them nights like that. Like who could have like ever pictured that? Do you know what I mean? Like just the way everything planned out, and like to have like my family there and special.
Lewis, I think it was almost 9 years ago when you turned pro, and it's been a long enough journey, and there was definitely a time with injuries and stuff, and you were bouncing around a couple of trainers. Did you ever think at that time, when it was maybe a bit darker, that you would be here as a world champion?
Listen, I always say is like the only thing got me through was like never give up on the dream. Do you know what I mean? Like I always pictured like just take one opportunity to change your life, and I just knew like everything was meant to be. Like I always been believing me. Jamie said it like everything is meant to be, and I just knew that I needed one opportunity, and like Eddie Matchroom gave me that opportunity, and it got me in great fights, and this showed me the support, and got Belfast behind me, and did everything for me. I'm world champion of the world.
Lewis, can you talk us through that fifth round, the knockdown, the second knockdown, the big one? Did you think Paddy was going to get up? Did you think the fight was over? How does it compare to all the punches you've thrown in your career so far?
Once I hit him, I was waiting for the clicker or something, you know, like so to see how much time's left. And then once he got up and he was stumbling, but I know Paddy has a great chin, because I remember catching him in the first fight and he was still there and stuff. But tonight I felt it was a lot sharper. And you know, Paddy's a great counter puncher, so it was maybe should have let the hands go more, but it's something to look back on, and I know I'm a much better fighter as well than what I even showed tonight. I'm only getting started, like, you know. I'm 22 fights now, like, but I've so much more improvement, and I showed you like the difference between that fight and this fight tonight. Like I'm only walking better.
But you didn't think the fight was over in the fifth as you knocked him down?
I was hoping it was. As soon as he went down, I was like, "Do we get up?" But yeah, like once he got dropped, I seen he was stumbling. Yeah, great shot. I knew the first knockdown, I knew I clipped him, so I did. And then the second, I just seen it. It was a lovely shot.
Lewis, congratulations. You mentioned Conor Benn as a potential opponent next. I mean, he's a massive name, it's a massive fight. I mean, how does it feel you could do back-to-back nights here as well as a defence? I mean, it's a massive fight for yourself now.
Yeah, for sure. Like I seen there was articles like saying about Ben getting the winner of me and Paddy, but I seen 99% of them posts were talking about Paddy and Ben. You know, like nobody was expecting me to say about Ben. So I just think like domestically it's a huge fight with great styles, and it's like one of them where it's going to be entertaining from the get go. You know, Ben's a quality fighter, and I always say, like, people always mention his name, and I was like, there's no point in me even like saying anything, because like I have no bargaining chip. Do you know what I mean? Like he's hardly, why would he fight me? Like not from the gate and such. Do you know what I mean? So, but now I'm world champion, so I hold him up now.
Eddie as well. I mean, is Conor a realistic opponent? What are the other options that Lewis has? Obviously, he's got the strap now as well.
Yeah, I mean, look, you know, the IBF who do a great job, you know, and they are quite forceful with their mandatories. So you get your voluntary, and then unless you have a unification, it's quite likely that you have to face a mandatory, and you want to make that first defence count. You know, so we'll speak to Jamie and the team, but you know, this is the opportunity to secure your future financially forever. I mean, tonight was a nice payday. Last one was a decent payday, and then the plan now is to make sure that you can buy your house and you can have a great life. And if you win, it's just a game of snakes and ladders boxing, you know. But not just Conor Benn, but Devin Haney, unification if he beats Brian Norman, Rody Romero, unification, Teofimo Lopez. I mean, these are the names that, you know, and they've never had a fight like that in Belfast. You know, those kind of names come into Belfast. But obviously, with Lewis and Conor being part of the matchroom team, it's an easy fight to make. It does it. I mean, we had one more stand to do tonight. You'd certainly do that and some for a Conor Benn fight. And if we did it at the O2, he'd fill up the O2 half with some of you lot anyway. Do you know what I mean? So we've got to plan accordingly, but we've got to make it count now.
Question for you, Eddie. Just there has been a bit of controversy online with the result as a neutral, someone who represents both. Just wondering how you had the fight scored.
Do you know what? Really difficult to score. Like, I gave Lewis Crocker the second round, I think the 6th round, and the 12th round, and the 2 10-8 rounds. So that's 2 10-8s
1 point, yeah.
plus 3 rounds, which is 114, 113 to Lewis Crocker. But the 12th round could have gone either way. The second round was a very tight round. Do you know what I mean? And there was other rounds that were tight rounds. I was shocked that a lot of the score zone, we had a couple of fighters that had Donovan up by a few after 9 or 10. And I'm thinking, I can't see how that's actually physically possible. Donovan did win a lot of rounds. But after the 2 knockdowns, it's a really tough fight to win from there. And I said in an interview, I think Lewis would agree. If he lost by a point, he certainly wouldn't be saying this is a joke. He would say, thought I nicked it, but I understand it can go either way. So a point either way. But I can see the 114, 113 card as well. And maybe I can see Paddy Donovan by a point. It's just a lot of those rounds. Not a lot happened. If you like the more eye-catching shots, they come from Lewis Crocker. But like he said, he didn't really get hit clean with a lot of big shots tonight. Paddy boxed really well. He's a great fighter. But, to be honest, when I got in the ring, I had absolutely no idea.
Have you had a chance to speak to Paddy? How did him and the team feel about it?
They left the ring without doing an interview.
Lewis, would you give him the third fight? Paddy?
Sorry?
Just a bit of sacrifice, man. I guess I'm pretty ready.
That's what they'll want. That's what they've been calling for. Would you?
I think, at the end of the day, obviously, like I said previously, if Paddy wins tonight, he's looking for the big fights and the most lucrative opportunities. And the rematch is a big fight of the trilogy, but it's not as big as some of the other opportunities out there, being honest. So, I think Paddy will get his shot again, and we will make sure we give him big fights. And he's a quality fighter.
Lewis, you have to be very patient a lot of the time in the ring, waiting for the counter opportunities. How hard is it to box to that game plan?
It's much easier. I always knew I can box and stuff, and I could put him out of his rhythm. And it showed that, I couldn't hurt him, because I don't think I think he just looked at me as like I'm just gonna go in and take guard, and he's just gonna punch me to the face every time. So it was good to land flush and put him on the canvas twice.
And Lewis, was there anything that surprised you that Paddy brought tonight, or do you feel like he had improved from the first fight at all?
No, I expected everything to go the way it did tonight. I just gave him a too much easy target last time, so I did. And I just knew when I was warming up tonight, like, I think a whole team seeing me warming up, I was just a different version of myself. So it was, and got the job done.
It's not only that you get slated a lot the last time, but also Billy. Obviously it's a big one for both of us, but I think Billy's going to rule Twitter tomorrow. but obviously, it probably may have been easy. I think a lot of people were saying that you were the wrong coach. I think you probably proved a lot of people online that love to sort of hate and love to sort of break things up. I think it's massive for you and Billy. Probably puts him back in a pedestal where people can say Billy is a world-class coach.
That's it, like people kept saying, like after the last time, I read people checking on me, it's like, are you alright? You alright? I'm grand. I was like, I knew I was going to get the rematch anyway, with Finnish Gardus, and I knew it was a much better fair than what I showed the first time. So people don't always have opinions about anything, but that's it. Yeah, hang on, go to bed happy tonight anyway. Do you know what I mean? Like, world champion now, and as like I said, I've changed my life forever. Like, no matter what happens in my life, I'll always go down as world champion. You know what I mean? And that's something that nobody could ever take away from me.
Them days, Lewis, obviously very, very early on, running around here, sort of dreaming of Bunter Park. He's now fought here twice. You fought, I think you ended up being co-main event with Frampton that night, because I think you were sandwiched between Fury and Frampton. You've now headline, you're now a world champion. Them dreams are obviously inspiration for the next crop of youngsters coming through.
Absolutely. Like, I know, I say this, like in the first press conference, that there's going to be kids watching from the crowd tonight. But like, I remember the day Lewis Crocker and that'll inspire them, like, and that's a pretty cool moment. And I can't wait to get like 80 years of age and just sit in my own ground and let's see your ground, replay that every day.
Yes, hold on.
Tonight was a really big night in Ireland, and there have been fewer fights over Renile in the north and the south. Do you think that this has sort of shown that maybe Matchroom will pull some more fights over to this side? And
we always hope that we can come here, but you need the fight to come here. We did it previously with Lewis, and we've done it at Ulster Hall as well. We've done many shows in Belfast over the years, but that was by far the biggest show we've ever done. One of the biggest shows ever in Belfast. So Tyrone McKenna, I thought was retiring for the 48 Suns. I said, well done, mate, great career. He's like, what are you talking about? Well, you've got to get me another fight. I'm like, and a lot of good young fighters as well. You know, like I thought, by the way, I thought the All-Irish fight with Farrell and Borland was just unbelievable to watch. Sometimes those fights are just, you know, it was just brilliant to watch. A couple more guys, because I promised.
Eddie, you've now completed the set, obviously your dad, obviously Damon Loughlin as a welterweight Irish world champion.
Yeah.
You've now got one as well, so you can now say to your dad,
That's a
I'm
good point.
matchstick.
Yeah, that's a good point. Thank you. I'll do that tomorrow. Yeah, and that was at a time where the WBO was just emerging, really, and Eamon was a great fighter. But this is a really, really big win, you know. This is an established belt in a red-hot division at the moment, and you know, I think it's going to get really exciting from here.
You've always said the atmospheres are special in Belfast, and this is your first time out here in Windsor Park. Where does it rate for you in terms of all the stadium fights at match?
Oh, right up there. I mean, atmosphere-wise, I mean, look, I've done, I don't know, 20 stadium fights. And that was one of the smaller stadium fight crowds, because sometimes you're in Millennium Stadium, Dallas Cowboys, Wembley, you know, I mean, it's quite a lot, to be honest with you. But that is special. I mean, like, and another thing I'd like to say, and sometimes a little bit controversial, I didn't see any trouble tonight, really. You know, and that was always a concern. And, you know, we spent a huge amount of money on security and policing, because it's very important that people feel safe and comfortable to come to these nights. We also understand there's a lot of, you know, sort of blood pumping around the body. You're at a night of the fights and there's beers going everywhere. But I was really pleased with just the feeling there tonight. You know, sometimes you go to an event and it just feels a little bit, you know, I saw a lot of kids there tonight. I saw a lot of women. You know, I'm sure there was a hardcore support as well, but I saw a lot of families there. And I think it's nice that we can sort of leave here. And I'm sure it was lively in certain parts of the stadium, but sometimes you see pockets of incidents and troubles, and we didn't have any reports of that tonight, and that was really nice to see.
Eddie, one last question for Lewis. Eddie mentioned earlier that Paddy sort of left the ring quickly, didn't want any interviews. Was there anything said between the pair of you after the fight?
No, we should con, so we did, you know, there's obviously mutual respect there. As I say, like Paddy is a world-class fighter, and like we've shared what 20 rounds now together, and in a year or like so many months. So you know, big respect for Paddy. No doubt that he'll be back on the world stage. Yeah, you know, and we've shared too. Like it was the first All-Irish world title fight tonight, so that'll go down as history. So that'll.
It's you and your sister both history makers.
I know, but I won't admit.
Just say, how do you celebrate this?
Just with my family, my friends. I think it's going to take a while to sink in as well, but amazing.
Are you going to walk home with the belt tonight? You live really close to here.
That's a good shout, you know. It's
great content. It's great content.
It's great content. We'll see what happens.
Thanks for your support, guys.
Thank you.
fight when you're not your natural style is mentally exhausting. And that was my only worry as we were going down the stretch, that he's fighting a fantastic fight, but he's fighting it out. It's not his fight, it wasn't his pace, he was controlling from the outside, but it was always a risk, and I thought his performance was exceptional. And that, I think they really underestimated him. He played the role during the week. First fight, complete different. It was like they were going at it, but that was what he wanted. Paddy's a bit of a peacock. He likes the attention. Can't stand it. So he didn't play the games. He knew it was only 16,000, and he took 3,000 tickets himself. So he didn't need to play the games. All he had to do is win the fight. So he acted shy, acted coy, and that just built that ego up even more on Paddy's side, and led him in a real false sense of security, and that's exactly what happened on the night.
Because Andy Lee said on Thursday, how much do you change in 6 months? And everyone was saying, look.
Yeah. True. How much can you change in 6 months? And they thought they were just going to put that out. I think that they said to me that how can someone who puts their hands around their ears beat Paddy Donovan? Okay, so we don't put their hands around their ears, that's how you beat him. It was a real tit for tat fight, and it was like they just didn't expect it. They really didn't expect it. They thought that was the real Lewis Crocker last time, and he showed them wasn't.
And in terms of how far off the real Chris Rocker was first time, what would you kind of attribute that performance to? Obviously, there was the food poisoning.
Food poisoning, pressing the weight. He really pressed the weight bad. Weight cut was really hard. He was not good on the morning of the weigh-in, and he just. I think that was the major factor. Pressed the weight, then tried to rehydrate quicker, and put food in, and then it just didn't sit right with him.
And Josh Davis said on BBC commentary, maybe you would do differently this time. The IBF had that 10 pounds you had to.
They had it last time also, so it was a bit different, but they had. He just he was open and saying what they wanted. He still had meals, he took smoothies and stuff, and just while he was in camp, he felt last time he needed bulkier on the day of the fight, and because of the rear vision, he got used to it this time, and he was able to adjust it accordingly.
And then lastly for me, what if you asked you what should I do next, what would you do?
Ben is the money thing, obviously, but Unification's right around the corner, and Miguel Barrios is a nice one, Brian Norman is a nice one. He's in the superstar division.